We use a polycarbonate stencil for textured bricks, through which we trowel a mixture of plaster and idendon, or just idendon if the bricks want to be flexible.
I'm actually going to put in a scoop of burnt sienna. And we just spread it on over the stencil. When the texture's gone off enough to lift and not run everywhere, just gently remove it. If you leave it to go too hard, you never get the stencil off again.
We use this technique instead of vac form when we have complicated shapes that it would be very hard to get the vac form to go round, or in a situation where the bricks are handled a lot because the vac form is not as strong.
You just smooth down the edges a little bit. Then we let it go rock hard, quite often overnight, and then we'll paint it the next day. When the plaster bricks have dried, they're really, really hard and brittle, and they can be painted very easily because the plaster actually takes the paint really nicely. And hopefully we try and get scenery that's got plaster bricks laid down flat, so that when we paint it, we can make the most of the texture, and the paint can almost puddle into the gaps, and we get some nice washes and layers of colour, and we can build them up. It's just paint, it's got nothing else. Sometimes we put glaze in it if we want more depth, but you build up the base ground colour gradually, and as it dries, you just build up more colours. We quite often have to do London brick, which is quite yellowy, or they'll come in and they'll want some old brick from some village. But it'll be very specific. Usually we have reference from books, or the model will be painted. It's a nice way of painting, doing it flat, because you can actually blend the colours together, almost like you're painting on the bricks themselves. But it can just, and then sometimes we splatter on. Again, this is something you can do lying flat, but you couldn't do it upright. But it takes a while because you have to let each layer dry and then go back to it. So this can be a yellowy mortar or grey mortar, a grey mortar like this. You just put it in, just coming in and going a bit. Usually it's quite dirty anyway, mortar, so. And if it's a bit bright, we just, again, splash over it with some colour. Trying to make it look as natural as possible, really. And then we'll come back the next day and fine-tune the colours.